Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a gripping tale of betrayal, power, and unexpected love. The story revolves around a bold wager that turns into a life-changing journey for both a man hardened by wealth and a woman discarded by society. What begins as a cruel game slowly unravels into a raw and emotional reckoning, proving that hearts cannot be bought and love doesn't follow the rules of the rich. The exterior of this emotional saga is built on the sharp contrast between opulence and desperation. The man at the center of the story is surrounded by wealth, prestige, and entitlement. From his tailored suits to his sprawling estate, everything about his world speaks of control and dominance. The setting plays a vital role in establishing this dichotomy. Sleek city skylines, luxury cars, and private clubs form his landscape, while her reality is painted in grays, abandoned homes, crowded shelters, and the quiet pain of survival. The visual aesthetic throughout emphasizes this disparity, showing how far apart they are even when they're standing next to each other. The cold beauty of his world is pierced by her presence, and slowly, we see his sterile universe begin to crack. The interior of the narrative carries a warmth the exterior suppresses. It's where the characters shed their masks. Despite being brought into his home as a prize in a bet, she brings an unexpected gentleness into his space. The minimalist, polished interior of his home, once designed to impress rather than comfort, starts reflecting a subtle change. It becomes a place of vulnerability, where silence turns to confession, and loneliness is met with understanding. In terms of performance, this story delivers emotional highs and devastating lows with stunning intensity. The man, who begins as cold and calculating, gradually shows layers of regret, confusion, and sincerity. His internal struggle is portrayed with precision, subtle glances, long silences, and moments where he loses grip on the power he once thought defined him. The woman, meanwhile, displays remarkable strength. Though she was bought, her dignity never wavers. She navigates this humiliating situation with resilience, gradually forcing him to confront the cost of his choices. The chemistry between them evolves naturally, from bitter indifference to fragile trust, and eventually into something dangerously close to love. Every interaction is loaded with tension, and yet there's a softness that keeps emerging, against all odds. Safety features in this emotional roller coaster come in the form of truth and redemption. There are moments where the woman is given the choice to leave, to walk away from the man who used her as a trophy. Those moments are crucial, they anchor the story, showing that she is not powerless. In fact, the safety net is built around the growth of her agency. She's not a victim who needs saving, she's the reason he begins to change. While he may have initiated the situation, she controls how it ends. Her ability to forgive or not is what ultimately decides the fate of them both. These safety features allow the viewer to feel secure in the fact that the story doesn't glorify possession, but instead dismantles it in favor of respect, accountability, and human depth. The unique selling points of this story are the emotional reversal and the powerful message underneath the drama. It takes a controversial setup, a man buying a woman as a joke, and transforms it into a profound journey of remorse, love, and self-discovery. The boldness of this concept is shocking at first, but that's what hooks the viewer. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that the message is not about domination, but the cost of treating people like things. His initial arrogance is systematically taken apart by her presence, her integrity, and her refusal to accept pity. The transformation of both characters is gradual and believable, making the emotional payoff deeply satisfying. The dialogue is sharp, the pacing is tight, and every scene feels like it's peeling back another layer of truth. The story's ability to flip the power dynamic in a way that is both subtle and complete makes it unforgettable. When it comes to price, the stakes aren't financial, they're emotional. But the metaphorical price he pays for this bet is steep. He loses his comfort, his pride, and even the respect of his peers. But most importantly, he loses the ability to return to who he was. She, on the other hand, earns something far more valuable than sympathy. She gains clarity, strength, and the power to forgive or walk away. The story makes it clear that while money may have started it all, it has no place in the ending. The cost of love, real love, is vulnerability. And that's the one thing he never expected to give. In conclusion, he bought her for a bet but lost his heart in return is a daring emotional tale that tackles toxic masculinity, class divides, and personal growth through a lens that is both dramatic and deeply human. The visual contrasts between wealth and poverty are stunning, but it's the emotional contrasts that leave the strongest impression. From cruelty to compassion, from arrogance to humility, this story delivers a full arc that leaves the viewer changed. It's not just a story about a man and a woman, it's a story about undoing harm, reclaiming dignity, and the complicated, painful, beautiful process of learning what it means to truly love someone.